Good afternoon and welcome to What Can a Vinyl Cutter Do for Your Business? I'm Courtney Matlick. I work with Stahl's CAD-CUT Direct, so a lot of my experience is working with apparel decorators like yourself and trying to decide whether or not a vinyl cutter and specifically the CAD-CUT materials and the process is good for their business and whether it's a fit. So I kind of designed this webinar to help you guys understand what all a vinyl cutter can do for your business so you can decide whether or not it's an avenue you kind of want to go down or if it's a piece of equipment you want to invest in. Adding a vinyl cutter is a really great way to reach new markets and create new sales opportunities. Recently, I've been traveling to a lot of trade shows and visiting a lot of our customers. January seems to be the busy trade show season, and a lot of them still seem to have that same question every time they walk into our booth or I walk into their shop and they say, I need to know how to create more customized garments for my customers. I've got the screen printing press. I've got the embroidery machine, and I'm having trouble with people wanting to come in with these. They want soft prints on their garments, ones and twos. They don't want to be mass printed like in screen printing. They want to design it. They want to create it themselves. How can I accommodate these type of things? So hopefully for today's webinar, we'll just take a brief look on how the market's changing and how the vinyl cutter can help you meet these kind of markets. The vinyl cutter is definitely one of the most versatile machines you can probably purchase for your shop. It allows you to be able to create and decorate a variety of fabrics with a ton of different finishes, from glitters to reflectives to basic finishes as well, and a variety of colors are available also. I always like to just do one quick question before we jump in. I promise that's all I'll make you guys do here. I like to sit back and kind of enjoy. But I'd like to know how many of you are currently decorating apparel and how are you doing this? I'd just like to know what method you're using, and you can feel free to chime into all that apply. So whether you're a screen printer or embroiderer or heat printing, that way I know what kind of experience we have in the room and how to kind of tailor to that to make sure you guys understand how the vinyl cutter will fit for you. Just go ahead and answer those questions. I'll give you guys a few minutes to finish up.
So it looks like 96% for heat printing, 58% for embroidery, and then the rest is screen printing, direct-to-garment, and sublimation.
Perfect. So it looks like I got a good range here, a lot of experience with all the different methods. So we'll jump into looking at mass customization and how the markets have kind of changed. We do live in an age of mass customization, and by that we can all kind of understand if you go to order a pizza online, you can customize it to exactly what you want on it, have it delivered today within 20 minutes, get a tracker on your phone that'll tell you when it's coming. I mean, it's truly amazing how technology's gone and how far we into customization. Starting with that, customers obviously want more variety and they want things that are more custom to them. I couldn't imagine being in a world where I walked into a Walmart to buy my shampoo and only saw one choice on the shelf. I can now have one for straight blonde hair that smells like vanilla, or I can have one for curly dark hair that smells like green apple. That's how much variety and how customized things as simple as shampoo or toothpaste have gotten. And that's where people expect apparel to be as well. A lot of people want something that's customized to them. It's always been a fear, I think, of most people that they'll walk into a room and see somebody wearing something the same as them. It almost never happens, and it's something that if it does happen, they quickly try to decide how to divert the attention from that so that they're not looking at the same thing. People want to be custom. They want to be personalized and special. They don't want to wait for things. Online shopping and social media has kind of changed the way our customers purchase and how they get answers to questions and problems. They don't have to wait for anything. I can leave my office, go home from work, order something, and truly, depending on where it comes from, I can have it delivered tomorrow by the time I get home from work again. So it's really quick to get things done. If I have a problem, I can get on Facebook and message the company, and usually within 24 hours or even sooner than that, I can get a response. I can get an immediate solution to my problem, and that's where customers don't want to have to wait for things. Lead times, if I have a lead time for apparel that I have to meet, maybe my decorator that does my printing for me can't get it done for another 2 weeks, but they can find somewhere online maybe that can do it much quicker. Maybe they can get it to them within a week or maybe even tomorrow, depending on how fast their turnaround is. And with online shopping and the availability of the internet, now there's so many more competitors for our customers to go to that if we can't decrease lead times or we can't do things quicker or make a better product, that we're able to go to them. With that, there's still high expectations for service and quality, and again, that comes with the increased number of competitors that are in the marketplace today, especially for apparel printing. So they want something that's durable, they want something that stands up to wash cycles, and they want to be able to have friendly service when it's delivered to them. And obviously the tools and the software that's available to configure products online is a huge game changer for customization. Just like with the pizza example I gave earlier, you can customize t-shirts and shoes to exactly what you want, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home or your own smartphone online. So that's kind of what we as apparel decorators are facing with as the markets have started to change. A vinyl cutter is a great way that you can kind of meet the needs of all these new customers and how things are changing with the new generations. With a vinyl cutter, it's obviously ideal for low quantity runs and personalization, which helps them meet that whole custom, I need it for me. When we look at they need a variety of items, vinyl cutter is an incredibly versatile piece of equipment. There's a variety of finishes that you can use and also a variety of medias you can use with it as well. So I can choose a ton of different colors, glitters, reflective, foils. I can give them their choice, and it doesn't take any extra steps for me to create that glitter finish as it did for that basic matte finish. So it's really easy to create all the different designs. I'm also offer the quick turnarounds and lower the lead times that my customers might be requesting now by bringing the decoration in-house. Now I don't have to wait for the long lead times of maybe a decorator. I can offer them a quick turnaround on the spot. Using a vinyl cutter, you can simply create the design, cut it out there, weed it, and heat apply it on in seconds. It doesn't cost you a lot. You don't have to spend a lot of time, burning screens or anything like that. You obviously will reduce your cost if you're currently using another decorator by bringing everything in-house. Instead of having to outsource transfers to be made for you to heat press on, by adding a vinyl cutter, you can simply cut it all yourself and bring all the control in-house. Lastly, and most importantly, what we'll probably look at the most in today's webinar is you'll open your business up to new markets and more garments. There's so many heat transfer materials that are available out there that you're able to decorate more than just cotton t-shirts or more than just polyester garments. You can now, performance wear with stretch fabrics or nylons or leathers. There's just a lot out there that will allow you to decorate a wide variety of items. And the finishes are there as well. So it opens you up to spirit wear, to team uniforms, to small businesses and all that as well, which is what we'll take a look at later in the webinar. It's also extremely cost effective to get into vinyl cutting. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most versatile machines, and it retails for only under $2,000. You can get a machine, a good size machine that runs pretty effectively and has a good lifespan, but you can also get into it for as low as $300 depending on what way you want to go and how much you plan on using your vinyl cutter. So I'm sure you'll be able to see here in the webinar how quickly you can pay back this kind of investment, and we'll touch on the return investment from buying a vinyl cutter as well at the end. So the CAD-CUT process is what we'll look at next. The CAD-CUT process is a really simple, easy, quick process. Normally I would show you a video here to kind of show you the process, but with the webinars it seems like it kind of slows you down a little bit. So what I've done is I've just showed three quick videos here, or three quick photos here to show you the process. The first photo is of a Roland GX24 vinyl cutter. What I have is the blue part of the vinyl cutter is actually where the motor is, and the blade lies into the side of that. So a blade basically reads a vector image that you've created and cuts the design out on the heat transfer material that's been loaded into your cutter. So a vinyl cutter will cut any kind of vector image, an EPS or Adobe Illustrator, any kind of Corel Draw file. You always want to keep your artwork for the CAD-CUT process to more of a simplistic process. There are some films that will allow you to cut fine detail, but when you get into more things like gradients and splatters and things like that, those won't be able to be accommodated with this process. The second process, once you have your design created, is a weeding process. So what you do is you remove all the excess material, you'll see in the second photo here, from the print and leave just exactly the material down to the carrier to be heat pressed on. Once that design has been cut out in the mirror image and weeded, you heat apply it onto the garment. So the third step is obviously the heat application. Just like with everything you bake in your oven, all of the transfers are basically just like a frozen pizza or a cake. It all has a temperature that you heat apply them at and a pressure. That's easily found wherever you purchase your transfer material papers from, whether it be from Stalls or Printables Warehouse. You'll be able to find that information easily on the website or in catalogs or anything like that. So it's easy, quick process, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter what the film is. This is the process we'll follow for all the designs that we'll create into the rest of this webinar. Like I've said multiple times so far, a variety of finishes to your customers. This is probably the only decoration that makes it easy to create with a variety of finishes on the garment. So here I have a puff material on the bottom photo in the black on top of a reflective material. And the top photo we have a glitter material that kind of looks like a screen printed glitter or even mimics kind of rhinestones. Just a variety of finishes you're able to accommodate with the vinyl cutter, from flocks to foils, and then your basic matte finishes as well. So let's open up new sales opportunities with a vinyl cutter and understand how it can help you reach some of these markets. This, when it comes to team uniforms, this is and always kind of has been the main reason that apparel decorators have thought about getting into vinyl cutting with heat transfer materials. I think in the older days and in the past, it's been kind of a trend that people immediately thought of vinyl cutters for either sign makers or team uniforms. That was kind of where it was. It was never somewhere where people thought maybe of custom t-shirts because the technologies weren't there in materials, but they definitely are there now. Team uniforms do still remain the top producer, the top reason to get into vinyl cutting and the way to make a good bit of money as well. They're a perfect solution for team uniforms because it simply allows you to cost effectively decorate all these jerseys and uniforms and customize them, if you will, to the player's name and the number. If you're currently maybe a sports dealer, maybe you do have equipment in your shop and you're just getting into this, if you haven't offered team uniforms yet, this could be a great way for you to add a new profit center to your customer base that you already have. If you offer embroidered logos, maybe for corporate wear or screen printed t-shirts, and that's kind of been your avenue, then adding a vinyl cutter will open you up to these new markets like team uniforms for local schools. It just brings in a new way to make money to your existing customers very, very cost effectively. So the material that we used here for the team uniform and what's the best-selling one for any kind of sport is thermofilm. The reason I always recommend it for team uniforms is because it's abrasion resistance, which means anytime I have a pad or a helmet hitting on that number, I don't have to worry about it cracking or peeling. People that may have used screen printed numbers on their jerseys in the past might have noticed some cracking or some peeling on football jerseys. This type of film, thermofilm, is designed to resist that type of abrasion. The second thing is it blocks low bleed dye. So we're looking at maybe a red jersey with a white screen printed number on it that without a blocking ink might have turned pink. This one will block those dyes, so you don't have to worry about any type of inks transferring from the polyester jersey through the number. And lastly, and obviously most importantly, is it's durable. It's wash tested to be durable for your garment, so you don't have to worry about your customers coming back saying my numbers are falling off or my numbers are starting to crack or peel and losing business because the quality isn't what you expected. This product is wash tested to be durable and to last for 50 washes. So I estimated the cost for all the designs that we'll show you here based on an estimated kind of overhead and labor for an average. And then I also included a material cost for the material as well as the cost of the wholesale garment that we had purchased. This here is just a baseball uniform. And so the estimated cost would be $22. To give you an idea of an average selling price, you could sell this around $40, $45 and easily make a profit of $23 on this garment alone. So imagine you have a team of 20 players, and that's the profit you make on every single one of these jerseys, and that's how cost effective it can get to make these team uniforms. More sales opportunities is obviously custom t-shirts. This is a whole revenue stream in itself. Multiple companies have made a ton of money just doing custom single and two-color designs with CAD-CUT products onto garments and offering a variety of finishes. With a lot of the new advancements in heat transfer materials, like I've kind of talked about a little bit, they're more lightweight, they're more softer, they're much closer to screen printing than they've ever been before. So the custom t-shirts with that soft screen print feel like your customers are expecting It's still durable like the screen prints, and it's very inexpensive to make these types of designs. Screen printers, for those of you that are out there, how many times have you came into a shop and had someone come into your shop and say something like, I only need 8 of these, or I only need 12 of these. And maybe they want to personalize each single one of them. Here I have a Chambers captain, so I actually went ahead and personalized it for the captain. For this garment that you see in the photo, it would be very unlikely that a coach would come in and probably need more than one or two shirts that say captain for the ones on their team, but they want to make sure they give recognition to the captain versus the other girls on the hoodie. Well, with a vinyl cutter, you can easily and very inexpensively just add the captain name in place of where it might just say cheerleader on one of the other girls' shirts. It's very easy in the artwork to go in and just delete that text and type another text in there and then cut it all out and heat apply it. So that's one of the ways that you can gain not only the revenue from this new customer that you might not have had before because you weren't able to do that low run, but also you're opening yourself up for decorating more jobs for this group or for their peers. So next time maybe they will need 100 shirts screen printed, and they'll know that you can do that as well. But this way you're not sending them somewhere else that might be able to do both things for you. The film that we're using in this whole set here is actually fashion film. So the good thing about it is obviously it's thin and soft, like I'd mentioned. It's durable, and it accommodates fine detail. So if I get into a little bit more detail than just a name and number, I don't have to worry about it with this type of film because it'll allow me to weed that design out and heat press it on. The estimated cost here that you're looking at is actually just for the Morgantown Cheer t-shirt, but I wanted to be able to show the versatility of the two items. So the cost for a custom t-shirt like this, simple single color design and fashion film, would be about $5 total for the material and t-shirt and waist and everything. The sell price would be about $18. So on this t-shirt, you're going to make about $13 off of this. If you wanted to sell it a little bit less for maybe a group price, you could sell it at 15 bucks and still make $10 on every single t-shirt you sell. It's, again, just adding that whole new revenue stream that you didn't have before into your business. And you don't have to limit it to just basic films like this, your red, white, black, blue. You can even upgrade and do personal designs and special effects as well. And that's where we move into what I have as the school spirit section, but obviously you can use these types of finishes for anything that's really available. This often opens you up to whole new sales opportunities by offering these unique effects for the custom designs as well. So here, what I've basically done is I've shown Fashion Film Electric, which is a great foil finish, kind of more of a pearl-like foil finish. It's muted, and then a true bling glitter flake finish. So I've decorated a fan jersey, which kind of upgrades the garment from a basic t-shirt, makes it a little bit more sporty and a little bit more unique. On top of that, I'd offer 2 different upgrades. So maybe I'd say I have this in Fashion Film Electric as my upgrade 1. You can see there your cost and your selling price and where your profit would be, but then also offer them a bling finish as well in the glitter flake that would maybe be an upgrade 2 and sell that item for a little bit more. Again, I'm able to customize it with the school's name. I can customize it with a player on the inside of the school logo. Any type of the back of the fan jersey can be customized as well with a name and number. You can truly make this a unique garment for the customer that's coming into your shop and making them want to pay more for it because it's not only a higher upgraded film, but it's also custom to them. So here you can see the profits you can make with these types of specialized spirit wear type of items for school apparel. More than just t-shirts. That's one thing that I think a lot of people try to get away from now, moving into jackets and like the fan wear and bags and decorating those type of items to create more sales opportunities. If you have someone who's coming into your shop and they're looking for t-shirts, why not offer them a jacket to go with it if it's getting into maybe cold weather season like I know I'm in here now in Pennsylvania, or maybe offering them a bag to go with it, or even a customized shoe with a team uniform. There's so much more you can do with CAD-CUT materials on the spot and with a variety of different films. This one here is a 3M reflective material, so maybe you have some guys that you want to decorate for a school and you want to give them some teamwear jackets as well. I've layered the 3M reflective with a carbon fiber material on the back. So the carbon fiber is just a black material that has what looks like carbon fiber and a two-tone finish on top of it. So it's really thin and lightweight. So it's really nice material to add to the 3M reflective. Obviously, customizing a higher quality item like this outerwear jacket is going to command a much higher price than maybe something that might be a t-shirt or a low quality item. Here you can see how much more profit you can make by customizing one of these heavier outerwear jackets like the one in the photo. And that's one way to make more money on every sale as well, is to obviously customize an item that's more of a high grade item. And a lot of people in the past have been afraid to decorate jackets. You don't have to be with heat transfer materials. It's easy to heat print on them. And the materials that are on this jacket, the 3M reflective, and most of the materials with stalls are durable, and they're made to last on the jacket. So you don't have to worry about ruining it and having a lot of added cost to your garment. It's easy to do and easy to make money on it. So that cost then for all these designs does include the cost of the jacket, the material, and some estimated labor and overhead as well. And then the selling price and the profit is there. Secondly, I want to talk about how you can obviously make more on every sale by being able to change the size of designs and change designs up and sell coordinated outfit sets. Anytime you can sell 2 items instead of just one, obviously makes more money. So if you have people coming in for custom t-shirts, maybe for a dance studio like I have here in the image, or a cheerleading squad or school spirit wear, pair it with a pair of yoga pants or pair it with a tote bag, customized with their exact same logo, and you'll see how much more they're willing to buy whenever it's kitted together as a set versus one by one by one. This here I'm using the CAD-CUT glitter flick again. It's just got that really true glittery bling finish to it. So it kind of stands out like rhinestones and really commands the same price as rhinestones. So if anybody's familiar with the pricing of rhinestones and selling of them, this type of product does command that high price because it's an upgraded bling glitter finish. And a lot of people are willing to pay for that, just like the rhinestones. The good thing about this versus rhinestones is obviously that it's much more cost effective to create this, to cut the design out, versus having to brush the stones and all the steps that go into doing a rhinestone process. So the nice thing, again, about vinyl cutting is I can take this Extreme Dance Studio logo and I can take it as an 8x10 design, and on the same piece of material I could cut it out as a 6x6 design for a tote bag, and then I could just take the extreme word and stretch it out to a pant leg that's maybe 20 inches long in design. I can heat press these overly large prints. I can cut them out of my material. It allows it because I can cut pretty much any length through the yards of the material, and the width of the material is usually pretty wide as well. So it opens you up just a ton of opportunities for multiple designs and also multiple finishes. Again, the cost for this with the t-shirt and the yoga pants is together in a kit. So if I was going to cost this out, what I've done is I've cost the material separately for the 2 items, and then added in the t-shirt, the yoga pants, and then my sell price for this would be $50. I'd sell it as a kit rather than trying to sell them separately for maybe the pants for $35 and the shirt, or the pants for $40 and the shirts for $25. I'm going to sell them together and tell them they save, say $15 by buying together for only $50 for the kit. And you're more than likely to sell more whenever you explain it to them that way and offer it together. The profit from selling this kitted item is $27. So that just opens me up to $27 for every single one of those that I sell. If I've got 10 people that are working at the dance studio and need the shirts and yoga pants, I've already made $270 off of that job alone. The next photo I'm going to show you guys just upgraded design on a tote bag. I know it's kind of difficult to see in the image here, but I wanted to zoom in to show you the hologram finish and how much it kind of mimics rhinestones. It just gives you that iridescent bling finish. It's very, very inexpensive to put this type of logo onto a garment. It's a minimal upgrade, a minimal cost difference between this and a basic film. You're looking at pennies per design on the difference in the cost of the two. Obviously, upgrading a design and a finish like this on maybe a garment like a bag that would be added to something will make you more money. It's just selling more to the customers you already have in your shop. And I always think that's the easiest way to make money. You obviously need new customers and you have to go out to get them. But the ones that are coming into your shop, you obviously want to try to cater to them and make as much money as possible off of those current customers. And these are the kind of the ways that you can easily do that. So the tote bag that I have here is just a 100% cotton canvas tote bag. So I think it was like $1.50 for the tote bag. I added in some labor and overhead, and then the cost of my material, which was minimal for the hologram. I believe it was only about 50 cents. And my sell price for this would be $12. If I chose to, I could add it into a kit. Maybe it matches my Morgantown cheer hoodie and t-shirt that I had earlier in the webinar. I could say, buy the hoodie in the webinar, or buy the hoodie and the t-shirt for free, and get the bag for free. So you can see the profit that can be made, or the cost of what it would cost you if you wanted to include that into your kit prices as well. But the profit on this would be the $8.25 if you were going to sell this alone. So obviously, one of the more important things whenever you're looking into vinyl cutting and heat transfer materials is entering new markets and how you can accommodate new fabrics and new businesses. And one way you can do that is with stretch fabrics. One avenue that it seems like apparel decorators have always been afraid to go down has been the technical fabrics or the performance wear type of garment and the stretch fabrics. And for a while, I think we could have ignored them, but it seems to be getting more popular and much less expensive to purchase these 100% polyester lightweight garments, to where it's kind of where people are starting to expect the fabrics to feel and what they would like for their finishes. So this here would open you up to decorate even for small businesses with performance wear. I know a lot of fitness centers that have trainers and people that work their front desk that obviously want to get their name and their phone number out as much as possible, and want their workers to look with an image of maybe health and fitness. So they want those 100% polyester performance wear t-shirts, and now you can customize those as well. This here is a two-color design created with Premium Plus. The cost of this t-shirt here is actually very inexpensive for 100% polyester lightweight dry fabric. I think it was $5.50 for the total cost of that garment. So I added in my material cost to the cost of my garment, along with a little bit of labor and overhead estimated, and then I've got my sell price of $25. And this is where I would sell this probably more in a group rate. I would presume that maybe a fitness center, a small local business, might have 10 to 15 workers and trainers that he would want to purchase this for. So it doesn't have a huge group, but definitely not enough to probably have it screen printed in this two-color. If I was going to screen print this in two colors, I'm probably looking around $40 in cost for my screens alone. So if he only needs 10 of them, my cost is $4 for my decoration. Add that to my shirt along with my labor and overhead, and you'll clearly see that it's more cost effective to do it with the Premium Plus, where it's more like $1 in my material cost. The profit, again, for doing something like this is now $14.25. So an extra way to just make more money on the new markets. Again, sticking with small businesses, another way for those of you that are embroiderers to make more money with a vinyl cutter would be to offer an alternative to embroidery for some of these markets. So if you currently have maybe people coming in for left chest logos, you can offer them two different price points. Say, I can offer it to you embroidered. This is my turnaround time. This is how long it'll take me to accommodate this, and this is your price. I can also do it with this CAD-CUT flock material. It's not threads, but it still has a unique embroidered-like finish to it, fabric finish to it. It's kind of like a soft suede feel. I have it available at this price, and the turnaround could be faster for that as well. So it just gives you another way to keep that business in-house. I know a lot of the time with apparel decorators, you're kind of combating price and cost all the time. Well, being able to offer them two different versions will help them want to stay in your shop and choose one or the other versus trying to price one service at your shop versus one service at another shop. So the cost to create a left chest logo like this on a polo shirt in the one color of the CAD-CUT flock would be $15.49. You can see it just gives a really raised kind of textured finish. It's very soft. The selling price for a polo shirt like this could be easily $35, and then the profit is $20. Again, you're keeping the business in-house, maybe making your embroidered customers a little bit happier because you're able to accommodate their garments at a lower price if it needs to be, and also creating a whole new revenue stream if you haven't decorated for small businesses because maybe you've been afraid to do left chest logos, maybe you've only done screen printing or DTG, and you don't have the embroidery machines. This will allow you to kind of open up to those markets also. Another material that can be used to kind of rival embroidery or give you an alternative to embroidery is pebble puff. This one is my favorite for those full back prints whenever you get people that come in that want an embroidered full back print on the design and you're just thinking it's going to take me forever to do that and it's going to cost an arm and a leg for that large design. So this gives you a raised kind of textured finish that actually puffs. So it kind of gives a similar look to threads from the puff, but it's really lightweight, so it's great for those full back prints. Giving something like this, again, is just another alternative to the embroiderer they have. Offer them the two different prices and let them choose what they like best. If they want to pay for the premium product of embroidery, they can certainly do that, but you also have a more economical version that still looks good as well. The cost of the pebble puff on the polo shirt, 2-button polo shirt, would be $18. The sell price, again, I'd raise it a little bit for $38, maybe make it a little bit more of a premium from the flock material we just showed in the slide earlier. And then again, you're still going to make your profit of $20 on those polo shirts. That's every small business that's ever worn a polo shirt. You have the potential to make $20 on every single one of those by adding the vinyl cutter to your business. Lastly, the last opportunity with small businesses that I want to cover is reflectives. I recently have spoke with a lot of apparel decorators that have been so afraid to get into the market with reflectives. They're not sure how much has to go into decorating with them. They've seen maybe some other processes with reflectives, and they've been kind of turned away from the whole process. All of these films here, just like the reflective, are easy. You just load them into your vinyl cutter, you cut the design out, weed it, you heat apply it on. There's no hoops to jump through. There's nothing special about this film versus the basic colored film or the glitters or the foils. Every single one of them is that same exact 3-step process. So you're able to decorate with this 3M reflective material, and it'll meet the high visibility standards to open you up to all those markets that you haven't been able to decorate for before. So maybe the police and EMS, any kind of emergency personnel, fire departments, construction, landscaping crews, towing companies, anybody who has to stay within so many feet of the road requires some safety reflective materials on their garments, and this is just one extra way to add it on and help keep them safe and give them that extra peace of mind. This, again, is on another performance wear dry fit shirt, so it's appealing to people who are maybe working outside. It'll help keep them cool. That makes it more of an uprated garment from a 100% cotton t-shirt, but I can still decorate it with this reflective material. The cost of that t-shirt with my full print and the reflective on the front, along with a little bit of labor and overhead, again, will bring my cost to the $12. So the selling price of something like this, I could sell for about $28 and make a profit of $16 as well on this garment. The last new profit center that I want to cover here is events and holidays. I think this is an untapped market that people have been afraid of, especially if your main avenue has been screen printing or embroidery, because you're afraid maybe with screen printing to stock up on all these holiday-inspired designs and then be left with them when the holiday's over, trying to clearance them off and get them off the shelf. By adding a vinyl cutter, it's all custom, so you can customize the design as they walk in, heat print it, and send them out the door, so you're not carrying that huge inventory with the t-shirts. It's just you can personalize it for them with whatever film they want, and you're able to open up to that new profit center without having to take a huge cost on. This year I actually created the 4-color design with glitter flake, and the artwork is using a trapping method in Corel Draw. But you can see how it kind of jumps off at you for a holiday-inspired design. It really just kind of brings attention to what you're able to offer as an apparel decorator. I have it decorated on a women's fit dress, so I'm just kind of like a t-shirt dress So it's something, again, that's a little bit different from your basic t-shirt, but still cool and light for, this would have been for 4th of July. But you can see the cost and the selling price of what you can sell this full bling finish for on the front of this lightweight dress. Again, the profit that you might have missed out on because maybe you were thinking about not decorating for events or holidays, like maybe a 5K or at an bridal parties, and all of a sudden the profit you would have missed out on is there, and you've got over $20 per shirt for this custom design that you can make money on. So lastly, what I do want to cover is what do I need to sell to pay off my vinyl cutter? I always like to use the example of the Roland GX24 because it's kind of the higher end of the vinyl cutter. Obviously, if you get a lower end vinyl cutter like $300, it might pay off much quicker than one that's more of the $1,700 like the Roland GX24. This vinyl cutter has a servo motor, so it has a longer lifespan, so it's something you might have in your shop for a long time. If you're looking to purchase a vinyl cutter, I always recommend one that's at least 24 inches for t-shirt decorating, since most materials are 20 inches or 15 inches, so you don't want to limit yourself to not be able to do designs and the material is 20 inches wide by buying a smaller vinyl cutter and having to upgrade later. But just to give you an idea, if you bought the higher end vinyl cutter, how much you would have to sell. If you chose the custom t-shirt route and decided I just want to do custom t-shirts and basic films like the Morgantown Tier one, you would have to sell 139 custom t-shirts similar to that one. We're talking one color, and that's just based off of the profit from the shirt and the cost of the vinyl cutter. If you wanted to just do team uniforms, maybe you just want to add that profit center right now to your current screen printing business. You have to sell 79 team uniforms. I think it's pretty easy in most schools to sell that many team uniforms. I think that was my football team in high school. So a very, very quick way to make the money back on the vinyl cutter. The Spirit Wear fan jerseys or the t-shirts or jacket, I kind of grouped them all together and took an average of the cost of what you could make off the jackets or the t-shirts, the Spirit Wear, and took the low ends. So an average, if you were going to sell into the Spirit Wear market, you'd have to sell 90 items. Very easy to do as well. If you've got a school of 500 people, you can easily go into the school and sell 900 items to spend off or to pay off that vinyl cutter. Maybe you right now are screen printing for just mass producing some t-shirts and items like that, but you want to get into the corporate small business attire, never really wanted to get into embroidery. If you were going to do the polos like we show with the flock and the pebble puff, you would have to sell 90 of those as well to make your money back on the vinyl cutter. Everything you sell after that is just gravy. It's something, it's free money pretty much because you're just making profit on the equipment. So that there is how easy it is to pay off the investment of a vinyl cutter. There's no gimmicks to it. The equipment is very easy to use, and the software that's available is easy to use as well. If you have a Corel Draw or Adobe Illustrator, you can create vector images in that to be able to use with your vinyl cutter. If you don't have access to those type of things, or maybe you do and you're just not much of a graphic artist like myself here, there's also a free online design software that will be mentioned in my blog post on Great Garment Graphics after this, called cadworkslive.com, and that's an online free design software for styles customers to go on, design items with clip art and fonts that is ideal for vinyl cutting, and that will allow you to create your artwork for this process as well. So I do want to thank everybody for joining. We'll open you guys up for questions here for a little bit, but if you think of any afterwards, feel free to email me, jot down my email information, and shoot me an email with any additional questions. We have a webinar coming up on February 7th as well about social media, so it's a great one at 2 o'clock on the 7th to check out. And then lastly, before we open up to questions, if you guys do happen to want to check out the blog post for the tips on artwork and things like that with CADWorks Live, just go to greatgarmentgraphics.com and subscribe to the blogs. The blog will be going out in the next couple of days, so it'll go right to your email box if you subscribe there. But Jody, if we have any additional questions?
I don't see any questions yet. Cody sent one in. When pricing, he was wondering if you actually double the price of the garment, or are you really making profit on the ability to put the design on the garment?
When I figure in the cost, I figure in the wholesale cost of the garment, the cost of my material, and then my labor and overhead, and then I double my total cost, and then choose how much of a markup I want to do on the garment. So sometimes it's a 200% markup of my cost that I want to do for the garment, and sometimes it might be a 250% type of markup. So if I was doing wholesale, I would want to mark it up 200%. If I was selling in the retail market, I might want to mark my cost up 300% to sell for that.
Okay. And Courtney, John would like to know what product would give him the glitter flake look that he can layer over an echo print type vinyl.
For the glitter flake, to layer it on any other films, it's not currently recommended. That may be changing soon. We haven't tested it with any of the prints. The only thing I could recommend is that you leave a gap in the eco print design to heat print the glitter flake in between so it's touching the fabric.
Okay. Looks like that's all we have so far. Oh, wait, we just had a couple more come in. How do you know how to combine product on a design?
To combine the two different layers or like two different films?
I think two different films. Yeah, Eloisa would like to know.
A lot of the films available from stalls are able to be layered. If not, it's labeled on the website. So to give you an idea, Sport Foam Light is a basic film. It's not recommended for layering. And then we don't recommend to layer glitter flake on another film or hologram or metallic 2 or glitter flake with anything over top of them. But all of that's always available on our website under tech tips on the product.
Okay. And then Cece would like you to talk about heat settings for the items that you discussed.
Yeah, absolutely. The heat settings are all different for all of the materials.
And where do they get the materials? She was wondering.
Yep. Are available from stalls.com or CAD-CUTdirect.com. Both of them will take you to the site. So if you get at CAD-CUTdirect.com, you can easily log on the product. So for example, if I go back to this glitter flake design here, if I go to the website, and I can actually show you guys, just log into Google Chrome really quick here. So if I go to CAD-CUTdirect.com, and then on the site, what it'll do is it'll have separate, here we go. At the top, it has layered heat transfer material vinyl. You can click there to get to it, or also this page at CAD-CUTdirect.com will take you to all the films that are available. So if I was looking for glitter flake to either purchase or to find out the temperature of what I need to apply my transfer at, I would select the glitter flake page. I could order now on the order now screen. Tips and application would give me my application settings for this specific material, how to cut it, and then recommendations as well. Again, it has that it's not recommended for the multiple layers. And if I'm worried about durability or any kind of lab certifications about the product, or I want to know anything more about it, that's available under tech specs as well. So I can see this is CPSA certified, wash tested to be durable for 50 washes, and also some of the sizes of what it's made up of.
Great. And also, I do know that there's a Magalog, right, that they can order or download from the website that has it kind of all handy if you need to keep it next to your heat press.
Absolutely. There's a Stalls Magalog, and it's not as big as the traditional catalog, so it's easy to keep at your desk or next to your heat press. And every single one of them on the product page has the application for each film.
That looks like everything we have today. So if you subscribe to the blog and do get the webinar wrap-up, we will include for you the link to download the Magalog or to order the Magalog, and then also a link to stalls.com and the material combination chart or education page that Eloisa was asking about. We will include those links in the blog post for you so you can have easy access to get the information you're looking for.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody, for attending. Again, if you have additional questions, feel free to email me at my email address, but happy decorating.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today, Courtney, and everyone have a great day.